Hey everyone, gold is more valuable than ever now since the release of Classic Burning Crusade. This has to do with the combination of gold sinks that literally delete gold from the economy and extremely expensive craftable gear for pretty much every class. So today I figured we'd do something a bit different. We're gonna go over every class in the game and determine the best money making methods available to each one. Now before we start, small disclaimer, I am nowhere close to being an expert at any of those classes. All I did is some research by going through different class discords and asking around, and then I compiled this list of the quote-unquote best farms for each class according to the community. So since I won't go into much detail for each farm, I will talk about other creators that I consider to be way more knowledgeable for each class, and I will include links to their channels in the description so you can watch their videos and get more insight and detail for each of these farms. That's also where you guys come in. If you know a farm for a specific class that I did not mention here, that you know is better than the ones I mentioned, let us know in the comments to benefit everyone. So without wasting any more time, let's jump into it. Starting with Hunter. Hunter is probably one of the better classes for gold farming. With a combination of their pets, traps, misdirection, and feign death, they can keep pulling and pulling for a very long time and not suffer much downtime, since even when they're drinking, their pet is still attacking the next mob. So just farming primals in the outside world is a very good option for hunters, depending on how contested the spot is, of course. As for solo farms, in Classic, hunters had Diarmal Tribute, which required engineering and enchanting. In TBC, they have a couple new options. The first one, which is Steam Vaults, mining, and chest runs. If you're efficient at this, you can reach instance cap in less than an hour, which gives you time to hearth, stock up on food, water, and arrows, and just come back. I'll include a link to a video from Big Bobbed Boy in the description for more details about this. If you don't have either of those professions and don't want to switch to them, you also have Black Morass skinning runs. If you're a hunter, you likely have leatherworking, and if you have leatherworking, you likely also have skinning. So just go around Black Morass, gather all the mobs, go around in circles, and drop your explosive trap every time it's up. You'll make a ton of not hide leather scraps this way, which you can then turn into not hide leather, and then heavy not hide leather with leatherworking, which usually sells for more. Moving on to rogue. If you're a rogue and you want to farm gold, you have to get mining and herbalism, or both, and start farming nodes and chests inside dungeons. Similar to Hunter, I think the best dungeon to do that is Steam Vaults, but I also know that Mana Tombs is really good. Another good option is Underbug. You really need herbing in Underbug to get some decent gold per hour. And the thing with Underbug is that you can also get Sanguine Hibiscus, which sells for some decent gold currently. I'll include a link in the description to a video from Vinnyez showing how you can efficiently do Underbug as a rogue. Moving on to Mage. There's so many options available to mages that it's ridiculous, but we're gonna mention just two in this video. The two that, according to my research, make the most gold, but obviously if you guys know something better, let us know in the comments. First, you have Black Morass. For this, you absolutely need skinning to make this worthwhile. And similar to how we did it on Hunter, you're gonna gather as many mobs as you can and just slow, root, and AoE them down with Blizzard and Flame Strike. Then skin all of them and rinse and repeat. I'll leave a link in the description to D-Man himself, Arlius, showing this method in details. He says that you can get upwards of 600 gold per hour doing this, which is insane. Then the other method is simply doing the same but with mobs in the outside world, preferably mobs that drop motes. So some options for doing this is the Mana Wraiths in Netherstorm, the Fire Elementals in either Elemental Plateau or Throne of Kil'jaeden, or you could also do Legion Hold, which we did a video about recently. Basically anything that has a large density of mobs is worth farming as a mage, and will give you a ton of gold compared to doing it with any other class, given it's not too contested of course. Moving on to Druid, probably one of the best classes for gold farming in TBC. If you're a Druid and you want gold, you have to get any combination of herbing, mining, or engineering, preferably herbing in priority. Druids, thanks to their instant flight form and their ability to loot herb nodes while flying, can become incredible money-making machines. What I suggest you do is get Gathermate, an add-on that will remember the location of a node when you pick it up. You can even download databases for it that that other players made and have all the nodes shown by default. Then just choose a zone and start picking nodes twice faster than anyone else. Add to that engineering with the mote extractor and you'll become a real gold making machine. Now, some people may tell you that druids can also stealth, so they could do dungeon nodes. Although that is technically true, the reason why rogue will always be superior on that front is because rogues can vanish and sap/stun enemies, so I don't suggest a druid bothering with dungeons when you have flight form available to you. Moving on to shaman, priests and warriors. I'm putting all of those three in one category because unfortunately there isn't anything special that either of them can do, so the only option is to default to farming primals, and you shouldn't see this as a downside. Primals are an extremely lucrative gold method, often outweighing the other methods that we mentioned here, but obviously since it's available to everyone, it also means that you'll have a lot of competition usually. So farming primals, assuming there's no competition, which there will always be, the best farms to do in order is Elemental Plateau, Throne of Kil'jaeden, Netherstorm Mana Rates, Skadis Water Elementals, and finally Nagrand Voidlords. I'm sure I'm forgetting some things here, but that's the gist of it. As a shaman, you obviously want to stay away from the resto spec. From what I've been told, both elemental and enhancement are near equally good specs for farming, with a slight preference on enhancement since it basically has infinite mana, so you have more sustainability. As a warrior, Fury is probably the best. Get improved cleave if you haven't already, and make sure to use Victory Rush as much as possible. That should give you a high sustain while allowing you to cleave a lot of mobs at once. One more small thing about warrior. The demand for tanks is so high at the moment that you could easily sell your tanking services for like 50 gold per instance, or even more depending on your server. So I would look into that if you usually tank. It could also be a very nice viable option for you. For priest, it's just your typical shadow spec, where you dot mobs and kill them one after the other. Priest is not known for being the best farming class in general, unfortunately. In fact, it might be the worst one, but maybe someone could prove me wrong in the comments. Moving on to warlocks. Similar to shaman, priest and warrior, warlocks don't really have any special farm they can do in TBC, so they're gonna have to default to primal farming. However, they can do this very efficiently. The best spec to farm is SMDS, Shadow Mastery Demonic Sacrifice, sacrificing a Void Walker and then just running around multi-dotting a ton of mobs. You'll basically almost turn into a mage by doing this in terms of AoE DPS, or at least close to. And obviously, just like a mage farming in the outside world, you'll have to find farms that aren't super contested to have this being viable. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. There isn't any crazy solo dungeon farms that Warlock have access to, unfortunately. But again, I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments if you know something. Finally, the king of gold making, Paladin. A well-geared and well-prepared prot Paladin can rake upwards of 400 gold per hour by farming solo dungeons. Some examples of what a prot Paladin can solo farm is Strat Undead, Strat Live, Black Morass, SM, Skolo, and much more, I'm sure. The absolute minimum to start doing this efficiently is to have three things. A good AoE shield, either Skullflame Shield or Lycan Guard from Sporegar works. There's a big debate on which is the best, so just choose what you think is best. Figurine of the Colossus from the last boss in Shattered Halls, and the Librum of Eternal Rest for consecration damage. This is the bare minimum you should have, and obviously the more defense and overall avoidance you have, the bigger the packs you'll be able to pull, and the better your gold per hour will become. I'll leave a link to Grace for Days in the description, who made a lot of really good guides and tested a lot of stuff for Paladin farming. Check him out if you want to learn more about Paladin solo farming. I am personally still in the process of leveling mine, and I can't wait to get it to 70, get some gear and just start raking a ton of gold. But with that, this covers all the classes. As I said at the start, I am nowhere near an expert at any of those classes. All I did is made some research and compiled a list of the best gold farms for each class to help you guys choose what's best for you and finally be able to afford your flying mount or your pre-raid bis gear. I almost certainly missed some things for some classes, so if there's a solo gold farm that you guys want to share with us, let us know in the comments to benefit everyone. As always, thank you for for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe to the Classic WoW Curios channel for more content like this. I will see you guys in the next one very soon. Bye for now.